Okay, let's see. I had some other stuff I wanted to share with you guys. This is what I wanted to look at. From Ben Collins, before we get into the Herschel Walker debate, this man does not present the news. He doesn't even bother to look up basic facts on or lies about those he rants about. This show provides new enemies every night for viewers to target and direct their rage. There are many different words to describe this. News is not one of them. Shocked to hear Tucker Carlson got so much wrong in his weird attack on me tonight. This is from Brandy Zadronsny. To correct the record, I'm in my 40s, wear prescription lenses, and am married with kids, and very proud of my reporting on the assault on trans people and their doctors. Oh god, this is an 8-minute video. Oh lordy. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Here's a video from Boston Children's Hospital, one of the most famous hospitals in the world, which, like many hospitals in the United States at this point, under the Joe Biden administration, cuts the breasts off of minor girls for no medically justifiable reason. Watch a practicing psychologist, an attending psychologist at Boston Children's Hospital, explain how early children can become trans.
So most of the patients that we have in the GEMS clinic actually know their gender, usually around the age of puberty, but a good portion of children do know as early as seemingly from the womb, and they will usually express their gender identity as very young children, some as soon as they can talk. They might say phrases such as I'm a girl, or I'm a boy, or I'm going to be a woman, or I'm going to be a mom. Kids know very, very early. So in the GEMS clinic we see a variety of young children all the way down to ages 2 and 3, and usually up to the ages of 9.
So that's Carrie McGregor. She's a psychologist. She works at Harvard. I wonder, how many children does Carrie McGregor have? Has she raised a lot of kids? Does she watch kids carefully? Does she know anything about kids? Because she's...
Dog, how many kids does Tucker Carlson have? I'm curious about this. I've never considered... Let's see, does he have children? Tucker Carlson's children are following in his footsteps. Oh, God. Oh, God. Tucker Carlson, his wife, Susie, and 4 children. Oh, Lord. Oh, God, there's a dynasty. Of course there is. Of course. Does he talk to the kids he does have? I mean, does it matter? It's probably, is he a nanny that takes care of them? Oh, God, don't tell me he reproduced. I mean, of course he does. Become, because I chose to become so hated? Yeah, become transgender. Yeah. I don't think even Tucker knows how many kids he has. Yeah, dance game, breeders. Oh god, I need to take my time with this Tucker Carlson bit. He procreated? Of course he does. I mean, he's like the heir to a dynasty. The Swanson frozen TV dinner dynasty. It was rough, but I'm home and chilling now. Great to meet you. It was so cool hanging out with you. And thank you for sticking around. Boston Children's Hospital Psychology Department has had some huge mistakes in the past. Yeah, but this is not one of them.
Telling you, if your little kid says, oh, maybe I'm the other sex, that means your kid is the other sex. Well, that's...
No one said anything about the word sex. No one said anything about sex. Again, conservatives talking about children and not bringing up sex. Challenge. Here and beyond. Literally impossible.
Insane, because almost 100% of kids at one point or another, at a certain point in development, say things like, I think I'm a boy, I think I'm a girl. And you smile indulgently. Get back to me in 15 years. But no, says Carrie McGregor, in the womb you can know. So think about what they're telling you. They're telling you that the developing child in the womb is just a part of the mother. Therefore, you can abort that child at any time. It's like an appendectomy. But at the same time, that same cluster of cells, that fetus, can also be woke and ascribed to left liberal gender.
I love that. I love that. These wokeists try to tell you that, you know, even within the womb, gender is even tangentially understood, you know? Because we've literally had talks with Dr. Neuro about, you know, like brain scans and how, like, we can actually see, like, a woman brain and a man brain, and how, like, oftentimes we can just see the very difference in brain scans, you know? But Tucker Carlson says these wokeists say that, oh, well, you can be trans in the womb, but they also want to kill transes in the womb because they are so fervently pro-abortion. She said seemingly from the womb, not in the womb. Yeah. Also, we're talking about psychology. Psychology is about like inference, right? Or what you can intuit from all available evidence.
To honor that. So no sane person could believe any of this voluntarily. It doesn't even make sense on its face. Again, it's a religion. And if you resist it, they resort immediately to force. No questions allowed. Again, this is science. And the essence of science...
Yeah, so many people have gone to jail for being transphobic. So many people.
Science is relentless questioning about what you think you know is true. That is the scientific method. That's science itself. But it's no longer allowed. The American Medical Association, which has utterly beclowned itself, along with the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association, just sent a letter to the Attorney General of the United States demanding that the Biden administration, and we're quoting, take swift action to investigate and prosecute high-profile users on social media who have engaged in, quote, disinformation.
Okay, so what he just did was say, like, the scientific method is relentlessly questioning what you are presented with and following evidence and the scientific method, right? Testing to make sure that whatever hypothesis you're proposing is either correct or incorrect. And then takes scientific organizations who utilize that method and say, these people are demanding that people who are going against science, causing real harm, are George Orwell 1965, Animal Crossing, Nintendo Switch. That's crazy. These are scientific medical organizations. The scientific method is when I pontificate endlessly without looking at data on Fox News. Yep. Fox is saying science is a religion and science isn't allowed. It is quite literally the most brutal method to approach conclusions. It is actually dangerous. Or it's not even that it's just dangerous. I mean, it's that it harms people. It directly harms people.
You hate to always invoke the German government of 80 years ago, but what
All right, here comes the projection.
else is that? That's totalitarian. They're saying if you disagree with what we're doing, people with guns should come and take you away.
I mean, let's take a look, Tucker. Oh, hey, look at that. The LGBTQ Institute in Germany was burned down by Nazis. Hey, look at that. That's weird. That's weird. Why would Tucker invoke, 1933? Why would Tucker invoke the Nazi book burnings while doing anti-trans agitprop? That's weird.
Now, you'd think someone in the media would point out, wow, we can't have that in the United States where people are free to believe what they want and to talk about it in public and to ask questions. In fact, they should be encouraged to. But the media don't say anything like that. They're joining with the Children's Hospital Association, the AMA, to call for more censorship at gunpoint. Watch.
Obviously, the question becomes then, when misinformation, disinformation is being spread, when hate and threats are being spread, where are the social media companies? What's YouTube doing? What's Twitter doing? And of course, then you have the reaction to that, oh, this is big tech silencing people. It always becomes a debate about free speech, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Last week, Twitter suspended Libs of TikTok, specifically for the policy against the promotion of threats, violence, and harassment. So, great job, right? But it's been 7 days, and Libs of TikTok is back now, and they're tweeting right this very minute, this is violence, this is harassment. It's clear what these accounts are doing.
It's so funny. Back to the point at the open. When the revolution comes, there won't be tanks and soldiers. There won't be stormtroopers and old uniforms and symbols. It'll be some
You're right. It won't be tanks and stormtroopers. You're right. It'll be the glorious people's revolution. An intersectional, cross-generational, multi-ethnic, multi-religious revolution of the people. To get motherfuckers like you out of positions of power and seize not only the means of production, but the rights that have been withheld from us for so long. You're goddamn right. Where we're going, we don't need tanks. Anyway.
Married 30-year-old woman talking in a sing-songy voice, inflection at the end, right? With her special glasses or complex glasses that don't actually improve her vision.
He's just making shit up.
A pointless humanities degrees, and she'll be on cable news saying, right, it's violence. And what she's really saying is, shut up and obey or we'll hurt you.
Dog, a bomb threat has been called multiple times to Boston Children's Hospital. Multiple people have been doxxed. Like, people have been assaulted because of libs of TikTok. People have been doxxed, people have been swatted. But once again, these people can't just operate on, you know, the reality of what they're talking about. They have to just make shit up. Did he just Uno reverse her? Yeah. Rejection is a symptom of narcissism and psychopathy? Yeah. His graphic says bottles and puberty blockers? Oh, yeah. Well, it's because they're trying to say, like, they're trying to trans your babies.
She's delivering the same message that any stormtrooper delivers, but she's doing it in a sing-songy way. It's disinformation. Call it literal, but this is the opposite of disinformation. It's not disinformation. This is literally what they're saying. Boston Children's Hospital.
Dog, you just played a clip of what she said and lied for 2 minutes about what she said. That's disinformation.
Showed you on tape is telling you what they're doing. They perform double mastectomies on minors.
That's not at all what she just said. She didn't bring up mastectomies.
For no medical reason whatsoever. That's insane. It ought to be a crime in a civilized country. It would be. And they know that because when they were caught, they tried to erase the evidence. And they're not alone. UCSF?
They didn't erase any what? What? If by erase the evidence, you mean, hey, there are a bunch of people who are lying about what kind of medical procedures and what kind of treatment we do at our hospital, and they're using our website as a source of misinformation, so let's remove that page and we'll direct people to the proper resources so that they can't keep doing this. If you think that is removing the evidence, it's only a product of what you and your sycophants do. This has to fall under slander. It's libel, it's slander, it's like stochastic terrorism. It's all kinds of shit. But America, we're too free. We got too much free speech. Yeah, prove they didn't erase the evidence.
UW Health in Wisconsin, Golisano Children's Hospital in New York, Vanderbilt Health, Children's Minnesota, all of these hospitals have deleted the evidence of their gender-affirming procedures, their grotesque mutilation of children.
Boston Children's Hospital should sue Fox? Absolutely. Absolutely. Every one of these hospitals should sue Fox. Tucker cannot be held liable for misinformation. Our viewers are able to determine the fact from fiction in his commentary. Sure. Yep. Yeah, he's an entertainer, guys. He's not a, smear merchant. He's not a propagandist. He's an entertainer. This is entertainment. Any reasonable person would recognize that it's not, a reliable source of news.
After they were publicized, their own words were publicized online. No one's twisting it. People are just putting up their words. And not all the videos have been deleted. Planned Parenthood is big into this now.
He won't be held accountable until someone guns down medical personnel, just like Alex Jones wasn't held liable until Sandy Hook parents killed themselves. I don't even think then. Dude, Tucker Carlson has been cited in manifestos of shooters. Tucker Carlson is like the guy for white nationalists. They say it very openly. Like, we take notes when Tucker Carlson goes live on his broadcast because he is better at rhetoric than we are. Like, they've literally said that. People in the Proud Boys, people in the Three Percenters, Oath Keepers, KKK. Fox News already killed George Tiller and nothing happened. Yeah. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Literally agitated anti-abortionists into bombing abortion clinics and killing George Tiller. Nothing happened. Hannity called him Tiller the baby killer forever and nothing happened to it. Not just Hannity, O'Reilly.
It's lucrative. So here's Planned Parenthood in 2021 telling children that so-called puberty blockers are harmless. Right.
They are. They are.
Lie.
I mean, it's not a lie. They are. They are. It doesn't hurt you. And you can stop at any time.
And by the way, there's no such thing as a puberty blocker.
What?
These drugs are hormone agonists, and they're FDA approved for things like cancer treatment. You get prostate cancer, and they lower your testosterone, for example, to prevent the cancer from growing quickly. They are not approved for so-called puberty blocking.
They definitely are. They definitely are. Argonists, agonists, Argonians?
They're unapproved. And the long-term effects are not known, but it's pretty obvious they're grim. But Planned Parenthood won't tell you that. Here's their video.
You're transgender or non-binary. You may find that your puberty experiences don't line up with your gender identity or how you see yourself. That feeling can be uncomfortable, scary, and stressful. If that sounds like you, know that you're not alone. There are medicines you can take to delay puberty for a while. They're called puberty blockers, and they work like a stop sign by
Mandy, thank you for the follow.
halting the hormones testosterone and estrogen that cause puberty changes like facial hair growth and periods. Puberty blockers are safe and can give you more time to figure out what feels right for you, your body, and your gender identity.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's literally a pause button. Puberty blockers are a pause, not a 100% effective. No medication is 100% effective, but it is a pause button so that you can go through the myriad of therapies and different types of like counseling that you need to go through so that you can socially affirm your gender, right? It's a pause button so that you can, go through the proper channels to get the other medications, procedures, whatever it is, social affirmations that you need. That's it.
Everything about that is dark and horrifying. And
Yeah, it was so scary. Let me tell you, dude, I literally shit myself watching that video.
should be an uprising against that. That's aimed at your children, not at adults who can make rational decisions, but children, people too young to drive or drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes or serve in the military or vote.
Cisgender girls get puberty blockers for precarious puberty. It's not just for trans kids. Yeah, we literally use it for a myriad of things. We use it for a myriad of different like medical needs. We also 100% know long-term side effects of this. They've been used for decades. We have had this for a long time, but the only reason they care about it now is because trans people are the current culture war enemy of the right.
People who are not, we have agreed as a group, capable of making rational adult decisions. And that's aimed at them. It's propaganda aimed at them, and it's a lie.
I mean, that's, again, projection.
Puberty blockers are safe. They are absolutely not safe. You can't delay puberty without damaging severely the bodies of young children.
That's, nope. Let's say you're 12, right? Let's say you're 12 and you're experiencing gender dysphoria, right? Go on puberty blockers for 2-3 years, right? What did I say, 12, right? You're on them until you're 16. You go to therapy, you get treatment, you go to counseling, you kind of figure it out, you introspect a little bit, your family's supportive, right? Your friends are good with that, no issues there. Let's say like you're in like that unique scenario, right? Because oftentimes, you still experience hate because of that. But let's pretend like everything went correctly, okay? No problems. And going through therapy, you discover and introspect and say like, maybe I'm not trans, maybe I'm non-binary, right? Maybe that's where I lie. And then you get off of puberty blockers. What happens? You go right back into puberty, right? Imagine this, shall we? This is as I understand it, right? Let's say there's a time scale, right? We'll do PD, puberty development, and T, time, right? So we'll start at, normally puberty starts around 10, 11 years old, but everybody's different, but we'll just say 10, right? And the end of this scale is, say, 20. So in a 10-year time scale, right? Now, many things happen during puberty, but we're just going to imagine that your time scale looks like, a normal time scale will look like this. You'll go here, development. We start to teeter off a little bit. There's little things. We start to teeter out around 20, right? Fully developed. Now, what puberty blockers would look like if you started at, let's say, 12 years old, so right around here, right? Let's say you start developing. I'm just gonna not even match them. We're just doing a rough illustration of this. You start experiencing puberty that conforms with your gender assigned at birth, and then you go on puberty blockers. What does that do? It halts it. Now, there may be some little developments here and there because, it's not a 100% effective, but we go here. And what happens if, say, around 16, you decide to go off of puberty blockers? Or because you live in America and it's super reactionary and your puberty blockers get taken away from you, you're off puberty blockers now. What happens? This. You go right back to where you would be. Now you go bald and your teeth fall out. Yeah, that's what Tucker Carlson would say. Males more like 12 to 13. We're just using this as an example. This is it. This is it. It's a delay. That's it. You're just holding. You're in a holding pattern while you're getting sorted. That's it. That's it. Now, there's more medical terminology. There's more that goes along with this. But if you want to understand like what puberty blockers is, this is it. This is it. It's literally delaying puberty, delaying development. Does that mean that you're going to have your growth stunted? Does that mean that you're not going to fully develop whenever you enter this zone? No. So Tucker Carlson, once again, is just lying.
The FDA just identified several, quote, clinically serious cases of side effects after these drugs were recklessly administered to children by lunatic ideologues. The FDA found a, quote, plausible association between the use...
I'm new here. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Hey, let's get a goddamn trans rights for Azeroth.
Trans rights.
Hell yeah.
...of puberty blockers and something called intracranial hypertension. Ooh, you want that for your 13-year-old? According to the Mayo Clinic, that condition can cause brain swelling, double vision, severe headaches, permanent vision loss. No, it's brain damage.
What's the, what did he call it?
By lunatic ideologues. The FDA found a, quote, plausible association between the use of puberty blockers and something called intracranial hypertension.
Is he describing migraines? In the Mayo Clinic, he said? Let's see. Risk of pseudotumor cerebri added for labeling puberty as a risk factor for less favorable visual outcomes. FDA warns puberty blockers may cause brain swelling. This is from the nationaldesk.com. America's News Now, Fact Check Team, Politics, Spotlight, Health. FDA warns puberty blocker may cause brain swelling, vision loss in children. Earlier this month, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration added a warning on gonadotropin, releasing hormone, GnRH, agonists, commonly known as puberty blockers, indicating there are serious risks for youth who take them. He's doing non-peer-reviewed shit, man. Identified 6 cases in females between the ages of 5 and 12. Oh, 6 cases? Oh, 6 cases. Link from a doctor for context. Thank you. FDA issued a statement adding pseudotumor cerebri as a potential side effect of puberty blockers based on 6 cases. 1 for gender dysphoria, 5 for central precarious puberty, which we talked about earlier. It's a condition in which you get elevated intracranial pressure and can cause vision loss if missed. Of note, there's no evidence that the blockers were the cause of the pseudotumor cerebri in these patients, but the FDA is recommending screening to be cautious. 3 patients' symptoms already resolved, 1 patients were resolving, 1 they weren't at time of report, and 1 the FDA didn't say. Pseudotumor cerebri is also a side effect of other commonly used medications, including the antibiotic doxycycline and the acne medication Accutane. Hey, look at that. Risk factors include female sex assigned at birth and obesity. Treatment usually involves stopping the potentially exacerbating medication, if there is one, weight loss, and sometimes the medication, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, among others. The vast majority recover without serious vision loss. Hey, look at that. From literally 3 months ago. Assistant professor at UCSF Psychiatry, UCSF IHPS, Trans Youth Mental Health Researcher, New York Times opinion. Oh, New York Times, of course. I worked with developing the first guidelines, really non-binary superpowers. Yeah, they just have to record it, even if there's no established cause or link. It's like vaccine insert packages that list all of the reported instances, even if it's biologically impossible for it to happen. It was also in cases of precarious puberty. Thank you for the link, Cat. Let's see. I'm just catching up with chat here. One of them was for gender-affirming care, by the way. Yeah, it seems that way. It was like a VAERS report for 6 people. More credible. It's just, there's more nuance to it than just like, oh, look at that. It can cause brain swelling. We need an Alex Jones type trial out of Tucker for spreading such misinfo. No, he just needs to go to jail. Break rocks.
Ooh, you want that for your 13-year-old? According to the Mayo Clinic, that condition can cause brain swelling, double vision, severe headaches, permanent vision loss. No, it's brain damage.
He's literally quoting what we're talking about and misrepresenting it. I mean, how seriously can we take these clowns? Acetaminophen, when taken by pregnant women, has been linked to cause Down syndrome in children, and doctors have been recommending Tylenol for 30 years to mothers. Well, that's the thing. He's not a fucking doctor, and neither am I. But he's also not citing sources. He's not citing anything. He's not, like, reading from the study. He's not listening to the doctors. He's not quoting them. He's literally just making shit up. National Desk is a daily American television news program hosted by Ryan Smith and produced by the Sinclair Broadcasting Group. Of course it is. Of course. Plus, a lack of FDA approval doesn't indicate its use is experimental or illegal or unsafe for anything. Off-label use drugs is a regular practice.
Brain damage. Oh, great. Okay. On top of that, the European Journal of Endocrinology, among many other publications, has found that so-called puberty blockers often cause, quote, decreased bone density, which is associated with a high risk of...
There we go. Dude, they only have like 2 arguments. That's it. Bone density and grooming. That's it. And they're not even arguments. Oh no, my wiggly bone syndrome. My bonitis.
...of osteoporosis. And there are other permanent side effects as well. We don't even know the scope of them because this has never been tested longitudinally, ever. But the effects are very obvious. And
I'm back. I was gone getting broken up with. What did I miss? Tucker's been crazy again? Oh, I'm sorry, Environmental Frog. I hope you're alright. Tucker's just being transphobic again, of course.
If you poke around on the internet for about 4 minutes, you will see them. One teenage girl just uploaded a video showing the effects of 5 years of puberty
Azeroth, thank you for the follow.
blockers on her. Watch this.
When I talk about being too far gone, I don't really know what...
Dog, they are 21. This fucking video, I swear to God, has been making the rounds. This person admitted to losing hair before going on hormones. I'm sorry, dog. You got bad genetics. Alright? I'm sorry you didn't win the gene lottery and have a full head of hair. Alright? Sucks to suck. Please note that 1, he's an op, and 2, he didn't transition. Wait, I thought this person was AFAB. Didn't detransition. Oh, didn't detransition. Oh, okay. They are AFAB. If Tucker didn't clip chimp, he will say his voice is deepened. Men experience male pattern baldness caused by testosterone. Yeah.
What else to call it? This is what I mean. This is how deep my voice is. It's gotten deeper over time, and it's settled. This is what I mean by hair loss. And it just keeps getting worse. It keeps thinning. It keeps receding backwards.
Listen, homie. Listen. Balding is rough, okay? Male pattern baldness, we tie like a full head of hair to youth, to masculinity. We tie it to a lot of like cultural signifiers, meaning like that you are like more valuable, right? Just because you're balding doesn't mean you're less valuable as a man, okay? You may not like it. You may like feel uncomfortable, like, you know, showing off your dome, your scalp, but it's okay. It's okay. All right. You look great. Other than you like sobbing about, you know, losing your hair, you look fine. Hassan mocks us baldies all the time. No, he's a bald ally, unless they don't deserve it. Yeah, bald is beautiful.
You know, and I'm not exactly sure that's coming back. Those are the main things when I talk about being androgenized, to a point of no return. This is what happens when you give a woman testosterone. This is for 5 years. This is what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. That and a lot of other things.
That and a lot of other things. Oh, great. Great. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic, Tucker. Great commentary. That and other stuff. My dad has the horseshoe baldness. I love short kings. We fit together perfectly. I'm 5'8". Weird. Other things. You know? You don't want the transes doing other things. God, he is such a piece of shit. He's so gross.